back in this setup, I'm actually really liking this angle a lot. So you get to deal with it a little bit longer. Hi everybody, it's Floof again. If you remember last week's video that I released on like the Sunday night of, it's because I finished it that day. This is still that Sunday. I like to batch record these when I can, and today was just an opportunity where I both was motivated and wanted to. And I also could with time restraints because there's no bass hanging this weekend because we're gearing up for bass hang 100. So, tune in for that. This will come the morning of that day, which would be the 17th. I think the 16th or the 17th. I forget which day, but it'll be like written here, like come tune in at this time and Sunday. You get that kind of ordeal. You didn't have to pay attention to the thumbnail. Like it's obvious what we're talking about today. It's I teased it last week. It's right behind me. I kind of flirted with it a little bit, kind of walked up to it. Of course, I'm talking about this Schecter Banshee right here. I just wanted to talk about this bass because I was given weekend visitation rights to it from my buddy Josh. So thank you, Josh. He plays guitar at UCCS. He's in the guitar quartet. I think it's called Sagita. I don't know how to actually pronounce it, but that's just me guessing. And we're just going to run through this one pretty raw. Like there's going to be no cuts or anything. I really just wanted to make this one kind of like this. And just give my thoughts on this bass, given that I've had the weekend visitation rights, and I have it until like next Wednesday. It's actually kind of a funny story on how I actually got a hold of this. He wanted me to buy it for a really, really good price, and I just told him I just didn't have the money, because I don't. And when I told him that, he was like, that's okay. Do you want to just hang on to it for the weekend? Because I don't want to carry it all day. And I said yes. So that's how I got my hands on this. I'm pretty excited because it is, as you can see, a short scale P bass from Schecter. And it would be the first Schecter that I would have in my hands and is a part of my arsenal. Obviously, I'm not going to gig with it or anything. It's technically not mine, and I have to give it back. But I wanted to go over it, give it a once-over, give it a good couple of days to get used to it and end the honeymoon period. Because, I, as a professional reviewer, try to get through the honeymoon period as soon as humanly possible. And put it through its paces. And there's a lot of good, and yeah, there really is just a lot of good on this, and like a thing that's just kind of like there's only one real bad thing on this, and then a couple of smaller minor complaints. But let's go through all the good first. First of all, this like body style and like the pickup placement and like the look of it with the pick guard and everything. The control plate, like the overall vibe of this instrument, I adore. I love it. I think it sounds. We'll get to how it sounds actually, but I think the way it looks is incredible. I love just the really classic. It's basically just a shrunken down P bass with a really thin neck, which is another good thing. I actually didn't think I would like this, but it's like a really really thin jazz profile at the nut. I would have to double check, but I think it's just under a jazz nut width, or just pretty much just a jazz neck. And I think like that feels really good. The neck finish is probably my favorite part about this bass. This is awesome. Like it feels really, it's like a really smooth satin, and it feels lightning quick. The finish on this thing, it's so nice, and every note that you play feels really truly intentional, and like really you're not fighting the instrument for anything. I've had basses and even a couple in my arsenal, like they kind of fight me a little bit, which is fun, but I do get tired of it sometimes. And this bass does not do that. It really has been the main bass that I've been playing the past few days. There are like very nice quality, despite them not being like any brand name, lightweight tuners on the backside of the headstock of this thing, which are great. They work, they do the job, they tune. There's nothing too crazy about them. They do as posted. The headstock look, again, going back to the looks, I think the headstock looks awesome. This is actually like the matching headstock on top of the Banshee bass and the wood is so classy looking. There is a high mass bridge it does help with the sustain a bit. I think it sounds actually pretty solid with high mass. String through body, 5-bolt neck, which I think is a bit overkill for a short scale bass, but whatever. Who am I to judge? Contoured neck heel, getting up here feels really good. I think Phil McKnight calls this the handshake. It has a really good handshake, and yeah, like there is a lot of good on this thing, and I didn't even I probably should condition this fretboard, but there is no conditioning on the fretboard, and it still looks okay. I think with a little bit of oil and stuff like that, it would look excellent. But even without it, it looks pretty good. A couple of the nitpicky stuff that I have on this thing is the actual high mass bridge is pretty sharp on the corners. I've never had a problem if I'm palm muting like this. I've never had any problems with it actually digging into me, but that could be something that could dig into you depending on how you play and stuff like that. So just be aware of that kind of thing. And another nitpicky thing is probably the weight. I would say the weight, it's a little heavy for a short scale. I'm guessing it's mid to late 8s for a short scale bass, which is pretty weighty. But the bones on this are really good. It's an alder body with a maple neck, classic combo kind of thing that I dig a lot. I actually really like alder as a body wood. I believe in tone wood, but that's a topic for a different day. And really the only bad thing about it is I was playing it, and I just kept playing it, right? And just doing whatever. Having a wonderful time because, again, this neck is fabulous. Just... Oh, fuck. And as I was playing it, it's you could hear it. It sounds like what you would expect for the most part, kind of. But for me, something was missing. There was something missing. So I took my red P bass that is in the corner over there, but you've seen on this channel a million times, and I played it, and I back-to-backed it with this thing, and there is a low-mid scoop. And I was like, that's weird. A P bass pickup should not be having that. And if you haven't put the pieces together yet, this is a quarter-pounder pickup, and it didn't take me too long to figure that out after I found the back-to-back. But yeah, no, it's a quarter-pounder pickup. That is the only bad thing on this instrument. And it's not even that it sounds terrible or it sounds heinous. It just sounds like there's a piece of the bass that feels missing when you play it, either with a pick or with your hands, or even if you slap it. There's just a lot of top end, and then there's something in the low mids that just feels really missing, and it's just because of the nature of the quarter pounder pickup that they have in this thing. But with that being said, that compared to what else could go wrong on a bass like this, that's a really easy fix. So you just throw I don't know, Geezer Butler signature in this, DiMarzio Relentless 60s. DiMarzio Split P would be a good option. The Aguilar 4P60 also would be a fabulous option. If you wanted to maybe try an active route, an active EMG pickup in a passive bass would be a pretty cool setup. And there's a lot of really good options out there that you could have that could replace this and make it a truly 5 out of 5 Rita Gabor instrument. And even with that, the pickup placement is a little bit more forward than a regular P bass, which I actually kind of dig. I think it gets a little bit more of a rounder tone, and if the pickup were better, it would accentuate that a lot more. But overall, dude, this thing's kicking. I love this thing. But unfortunately, because of that quarter pounder, I gotta take a couple of points off. So I'm gonna give it a good 4.5 out of 5 Rita Gabors. If you've ever been to Rita Gabors, I think it's only a Orange County restaurant chain. So if you've actually been there, type it in the comments. But ambiguous thing aside, I really do think that if you find one of these, brand new, they're $800. And I think this thing slaps for $800. It's made in Indonesia, if that matters to you, but I think if the bones are good, then the bones are good. And to me, the bones are good on this thing. Just swap the pickup out. Unless it's your thing, then maybe don't swap the pickup out. I'm just going to play a couple of more things with it, and you know what to do. You know that normal YouTuber bullshit. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. My name is Floof, and I will see y'all later. Okay? Cool. Peace. Ooh, I should play this song on this thing. Oh. This thing's tons of fun.